Hello and welcome to Business Today. Viewers, today is another day and we have a great guest here. It's something different, something rather different actually. We want to talk to him about the sector of energy and like gas and electric within businesses. What we found and research shows that a lot of businesses, especially within the catering industry, is suffering with very large bills, and we want to ask our guest, who's a specialist in the field, about why the increase and how does the industry work and what businesses should do in order to avoid paying hefty prices on their energy bills. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest, Mr. Muhammad Ali,
Yes.
who's a specialist in this field. So, Mr. Muhammad Ali, welcome onto the show.
Thank you.
First of all, I want you to quickly introduce yourself to our viewers, and I'll ask you my first question. I've got some interesting things to ask you.
That's good, that's good. Right, my name is Muhammad Ali, 40 years old, live in Birmingham, West Midlands, and I've basically been invited to this show to discuss or provide sort of information for people to help obviously establish how the market works in the energy sector, which is currently what I do. And hopefully I'll elaborate on that further once Mr. Miah asks me the questions. So,
okay, thank you very much. Now, my first question is, right, before we go into the actual show, I just want to take 10 minutes out of the show. What inspired me when I read your profile and I looked through the details about yourself, what inspired me is how you performed in the previous company you've worked in. And obviously, because this is a business show, right, and it's not just business, it's about sales, it's about everything else that's associated with business. You've excelled and done really, really well at a previous company, right? I just want to find out a bit more how you did that, how you started. Can I go into that?
I mean, talking about my, obviously you're probably talking about Buys You.
Without mentioning
oh,
names.
okay, sorry. It was a finance company that I used to work for. It was a Welsh-based. And basically, I got this job as my first sort of big company sales role, where I was a field rep, going out, selling to existing customers. Obviously I had to report directly to my director, not any manager, so go straight to the director of the company. And I did really well. There's only me and another gentleman, and we used to cover the whole of the West Midlands. And I was the only Asian person at that job at that time. There was an Indian gentleman as a manager, and that was it. The rest was predominantly white people. So me as a person, individual person, I like to thrive. I thrive in believing in myself first. That I can achieve something. I will try. And then in the fourth day, if it's not for me, I'll move on. But I never quit. I like to give the last minute. Yeah, I'm not easy to quit. I will continue to try. And try avenues to develop myself. And that's what it's. The main thing is you got to learn of people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
The problem, it's like what I'm doing now, currently in business. I'm a specialist in the energy market. The reason being is because I learned what's happening in the market. So I can talk to you, explain to you, I know what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, what best products are there, best services out there, how to maintain it. Where if I went to a curry house and said, now this is how you cook a curry, obviously I can't explain that because that's my expertise. So on that point, this field-based role that I had, I was at SST, which class as a field sales rep. And I was top number 1 out of 10. There's 10 SST.
Field sales.
Yeah, there's 10 of us in the building. They're all based in Wales, South Wales, Midlands, and North. We never used to come down to London, so it's not a London-based company. And out of 10 of us, I was the only Asian, Muhammad Ali. And I went in there determined to achieve. Not for myself, but the company, the owner of the company to recognise me as a person. Alhamdulillah, I gotta say one thing is I became the top SST.
Top in the team.
Top in the team. And I was always constantly top. And they always used to answer, how do you do it? Because like I said, I don't quit. I'll try. And like anything, when you start something new, it takes a bit of time. Instead of a job to a business is entirely different. If you to grow a business, it takes more effort. There's more entities in the business to look after. But when you're doing it personal, obviously you want to achieve for yourself. And once I become the top SST and I was getting awards, getting incentivized, getting trips, getting nice little bonuses, it was nice. And I was happy with the job that I got. I was earning money and I was happy. And what I did, the position came was a branch manager for the Leicester area. and I applied for it, thinking, 'cause a lot of people used to say, when you apply for a branch manager, but I never had the experience in debt, in cash collections, in actual field account management. I never had that experience. I've just been predominantly in sales for many years with different companies. So I applied, and at that point, at that time, my regional director and regional manager didn't think I was ready for it, so I didn't get the job.
So your regional manager did not
Believe in me.
believe in you.
Boy, I didn't think I had the
Although
right
you're
experience.
performing so well.
Yeah, still in sales, but they didn't think I had the capability of running a branch, which involved other aspects, right? But you know, and then I wasn't disheartened because I was happy where I was. I was earning money, I was doing really well, I was still top, so I was achieving. A couple of months later, another position came up, which was on the Cannock and Shropshire area, and the branch manager left for that, so there was a position there. I was told, but I didn't apply because I thought last time I got registered, I ain't got the experience. What's the point of applying? I'm just happy that's just where I am. But the SSC2 role was coming to an end, so there's not enough, and they're trying to get rid of them. They don't really need them, and predominantly do it in the branch. So at that point, I got a director. His name was Tony Morris, I remember him, and he came from Wales. I never met this person. I know he's bigger than my boss. He's bigger than my director. But I've heard of his name, but I've never known him as a person. And he came to me, he came to the office. I remember the day when he came out, he said, hello, Tony, and I just walk off. Because obviously it's the hierarchy, you know. Because if you stop me, he might ask you too many questions. So I used to move on. And then I went to Patch, I went to Rouge, and I just remember the day when I got the offer, you know. He told me, where are you? I told him in Rouge. He goes, can I meet you up? I thought, oh, okay, why is he coming to see me? He's never seen me, am I in trouble? So, okay, yeah, you can. There's a Burger King, come and meet me, we'll have a coffee. He goes, yeah, I'll buy the coffee and I'll buy you lunch. I said, okay, no problem. So I waited an hour later, he turned up. He goes, no, where are you? I said, this is an account, I'm coming out to you. So I went out and met him up and sat down on a table, bought me a coffee, had a coffee, and I was nervous. I was thinking, what is he here for? Am I going to lose my job? Have I done something wrong? I didn't know. And then all he turned around and said, Mohammed, I'd like to offer you a proposition. I said, okay, what's the proposition? He said, how would you like to become a branch manager? At that point, I did really say, well, I don't know if I got the capability because my current managers didn't think I had the skills and ability. So I don't know. He goes, well, don't forget about them. I'm offering you a position to become the Cannock branch manager. How do you feel about that? Obviously, you get this pay, you get an increase of £10,000 a year, you get a company car for it, but it's not going to be an easy job. So I sat there, and you know, I'm a person who likes to take challenges, and like I said, I don't like to quit. I looked at it as a challenge, and I thought, let me give it a try. You know, well, should I now? Am I happy where I am? Do I want to do it? I thought, you know what, let me do it. I said, you know what, Tony, I'll accept the challenge. I look at it as a challenge they gave me, and I accept it. So at that point, he went back to the office. He told the director that I've recruited Mohammed for the branch manager. Obviously, they weren't happy, and you could tell that they weren't happy. But being the only Asian, especially Muslim, in the company, I didn't expect it. But, you know, what
happened since then? I mean, how was your performance?
Since then, you know, I'll be honest, it's a hard job. I've never been a branch manager. I've been in sales, but and I love meeting people.
How was your performance? Was it the same, or it was like?
Well, the first time when I took over the branch wasn't performing, you know. And obviously I had like a team. In the team I had a debt man, which is my right-hand man, which I think every business needs, a right-hand man. You can't be a winner on your own. And then you need a team. And I had 4 account managers and 2 trainees.
So you created a team?
The team was there, but the short staff started to recruit and blah, blah, blah. So once I got the team up and running, I had 4 account managers, a debt manager, and I had 2 trainees. But trainees were on it, so it was just 4 account managers. And it developed in where we had to manage 4 KPIs. And the KPIs was cash sales, so it's collecting cash from the sales that we've done, payments, new business, existing customers, and debt. And I gotta say, you know what, one thing, no matter how hard the job was for me as a branch manager, because I had to manage all the aspects, recruiting, auditing, management of staff, making sure the figures are being hit on the 4 KPIs, responding to meetings, you know, do my audit checks, do my complaint procedures, so everything was upon me. If my team didn't perform, it was first me who got asked the questions before I asked the team. And alhamdulillah, I always believe, you know, to make a great team, there's 2 types of leaders. And this is from previous experience, which I basically utilize in my life. And I remember one of my original managers, to be a manager, there's 2 types of managers. One is a manager who tells, do this, do that, And there's another manager who'll tell, but he'll lead, which then motivates a good team to do the same thing. So that's what I was. You know, I thought I'd be a leader who I could show that I can do it. If I can do it, you should come along with me if you want to be part of my team.
Okay.
And in that way, I'll incentivize you. You know, I'll look after you and I'll treat you nice. And I'll be honest, yeah, you know, I was the only Asian manager. I was the Asian manager there. Muhammad Ali, big guy, and most of my team was white. But the respect I had, you know, other teams. What's going? Yeah, it is.
Amazing.
But
okay,
it's fantastic.
Just obviously the information that we want to give to our clients is mainly about the energy market. But however, I know you were headhunted and taken to from that business to another business, and that's where you are now for all these years. Now, before I go into that, I just want to elaborate why I asked you that question. The reason why is, you know, at Business Today here, we want to inspire our viewers, motivate them, and because I knew about that part of your life that where you did really well and why you did really well is only because you believed in yourself. And that's what I want to always preach. You know, please believe in yourself. You know, if you believe in yourself, you will excel in your business, and that's the bit that I wanted to get out of you and, you know, tell my viewers. Thank you very much for giving that story to us. Okay, now the question is obviously the energy market. We are experiencing the energy price is never going down in any businesses that utilize either gas or electric, right? Some use more and some use less than others, right? But say for the example, catering industry, they're using electric and gas substantial amount, right? You know, why is it going up every year? You know,
I mean,
yeah,
I mean, there's quite a few reasons. Some are locally and some are involved in international ways. I mean, the main key is prices at the moment, as everyone's saying. I mean, a year back, this time a year back, people were paying 10, 11, 12 pence, 13 pence. In a year, that price has hit 15, 16, 17 on electric. And the gas has actually got to 5 pence when you're paying 2 pence, 2.5 pence. So people who are in business will know what I'm talking about when the prices were a little bit lower. Now, obviously, as a specialist, what we do is we look at what affects the market. How long is it going to affect? Is it going to change? Is there going to be any change? And I'm going to tell you, I'm sad to say, but it's not going to change at the moment. And the main reason is for, I mean, obviously these are the main key factors. I'm just going to quickly explain, but there are other factors we're going to look at locally. And the main key factor, briefly. So obviously you've got climate change. That does affect the rates, because obviously weather can cause disasters, pipes can burst, it can start the consumption down.
Puts the cost up.
Exactly. So that has to be covered. So obviously who's going to pay for it? It's the consumers. Second of all, you've got political issues, Brexit, there's uncertainty. You've also got China and America trade wars, because obviously supplies come from certain areas of the world. Like for example, Britain at the moment, their gas comes from Norway and Russia. So predominantly you can understand how far the gas is taken to come through. But that incurs a charge. Okay, so on the way, it could be a pipe, but it's going to incur a charge. So you've got international politics, you've got climate change, you've got disasters, okay? And the other aspect is personally, locally based. You know, a lot of people don't realise how the energy market works. So I'll just explain to you how the energy market look at a customer.
Okay.
You've got a meter in this building, which is basically registers to this building. So you could come in a business, someone else could come in a year's time, and 10 years time another person can take it. But that meter will be allocated to this property, it never change. But that meter builds up a history. So over the years, you're building up a history on the service of that meter, how much gas they're using, and that builds up a record. So do they pay on time? How many companies have come in? How many have paid? Or has there been issues? And that basically does work towards your rates as well. So it's like a risk factor, okay? I mean, just giving an example, I've talked to some clients where previous owners haven't paid. Now this guy, to get actually the gas connection, he has to pay a deposit, a security deposit. Not his fault, but he has to pay because there's been a bad history on the account.
Okay. So every meter is actually generating some sort of history on the business, like a credit rating.
Yes, exactly
system.
the same. It is. I mean, I don't know if a lot of business people know, but when you do a mobile connection now, if you do gas supply, they do credit checks. They do personal credit checks. If they can't do a company credit check, they do
Can I just come back to you, if you don't mind? We're going to come back to the same question. Viewers, please stay tuned. We're just going into a break now, and we'll be glad if you stay tuned and see you after a break.